Okay, what we're going to be making today is chocolate chip cookies. The ultimate chewy, beautiful chocolate chip cookies. For this, we're going to need 2 cups of all-purpose flour, a half a teaspoon of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 3/4 of a cup of butter melted, a cup of brown sugar, half a cup of white sugar. I have a trick. I actually make my own brown sugar by just adding white sugar with a little bit of molasses. That's actually all brown sugar is. And we're going to need a tablespoon of vanilla, 2 eggs, and chocolate chips. Okay, so let's get started. First, we're going to take the 3/4 of a cup of butter and put it in the thing. Now, it calls for it to be melted, but if you cream it with the sugar, it's the same thing. So you don't have to worry about that silliness. Let me just measure this out here. Of course, I'm pouring sugar all over myself. Okay, there you go, 1.5 cups of sugar. And we add a couple tablespoons of molasses. Mama's little kitchen helper, which I need more of. Now, with chocolate chip cookies, the charismatic sort of characteristic flavor that you're going for, it's different than regular sugar. You want the actual brown sugar or to add some molasses, because without it, it's not the same. Not the same at all. Okay, so we lock this in place, and we just cream those two together. Okay, that's going together beautifully. While that's doing that, we're going to add in our eggs. That's 1 egg. And that's 2 eggs. Okay. I'll leave that go for a minute. And then we're going to throw our salt in. And we're going to throw in a teaspoon of the baking powder. I'm going to throw our vanilla in. I always add just a little bit extra vanilla. See, I'm using the artificial vanilla, and I find that that's not as flavorful as the actual vanilla. This is about a teaspoon, so it calls for tablespoons, so I add about 3 of those. Okay. You can actually turn that up a little bit. Okay. We're going to leave that go for a minute. Okay, now we want to slowly add in our flour. Because if you add your flour in too quickly, it'll go everywhere. There we go. Okay, now that's as good a dough as it's going to get. This is where we add the chocolate chips. Although we can turn this down just to low. We don't want to rock our poor mixer pieces, do we? And there we go. That's our dough. Okay, let's move over to the cookie sheet. Okay, now we're going to need 2 big spoons to do this. You just take a nice big spoonful. Just sort of slop her out. Roughly form it there. Now you want to preheat the oven to 350 because you do not want to put these in a cold oven. It's a bad idea. Okay, now we're going to be putting these in the oven for just a little bit. You want to make sure they're preheated. Oh, 1 second, my camera's doing a little something weird.
What's it doing weird?
Being touched by a little girl now, shush. Anyway, so you're going to be putting them in the preheated oven for about 17-15 minutes. Okay. So you don't want them to spread out too much. Okay, let's actually, you don't need to see me spoon all these out. Let's just fast forward to the cooked product. And here we have the finished product. Lovely, delicious, chewy chocolate chip cookies. Okay, we just take them off the rack there. Now we have to leave these cool a bit as soon as they come out of the oven because they're still sort of molten. But as they cool, they'll firm up. Okay? So you want to put them on a cooling rack as quickly as they cool down. As soon as they're at the point where you can touch them, that's when you can pretty much get them on the cooling rack. Just want to be careful. You don't want to mess them up too bad. And if, like me, they went over the edges a bit, just do that. And I've never met a person yet who doesn't mind a square cookie or two. And there you go. That is how to make the most delicious, ultimate chocolate chip cookie. Enjoy.